Well, hello my friends, and welcome to my Mamalicious kitchen, as my dad likes to call it. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my carrot and ginger soup. However, my carrot soup is going to be a little bit different than most of the ones that you see out there. I've added two special ingredients. You're going to start with a quart pan, fill it halfway up with water. You're going to add 1 white onion, about 6 cloves of garlic, bring that to a boil. You can add some sea salt if you'd like. As soon as that comes to a boil, you're going to add your 8 carrots cut up and also a beet. Not a big beet, but a good size, fist size beet. If it is a big one, just cut it in half. You're going to skin the outside of it, wash it real good. Of course, wash the carrots real good. And try to do organic if you can. With these vegetables, it's really essential. And what you're going to do is then bring it to a second boil. And then you're going to actually turn off the stove and take it off the heat. We want to try to keep these vegetables as raw as we can. We're going to puree it in a little bit. But I wanted to tell you about a couple things that we're going to add to this on the stove first before we puree it. You're going to add about 3 tablespoons of coconut oil. You're going to add also a can of coconut milk. And I generally don't like to use canned products, but in a pinch I love to use this because it does make the soup very creamy. And coconut, if you haven't found out by now, I love coconut, and it just has great properties in it. So we're going to go ahead and add that with the coconut oil, stir it, and then in just a moment I will bring you over to the Blendtec or your Vitamix and we'll show you how to puree. Here we are over at the Blendtec, going to puree our ginger carrot soup. And speaking of ginger, I forgot to mention a very important ingredient over there. When we were boiling the garlic and the onion, we also need to add in 2 pieces, about thumb-size pieces of ginger. And if you are a big fan of ginger, you will absolutely love the flavor. Ginger tends to be very pungent, so be careful. If you're not sure about it, just use 1 thumb size. Okay. So I've already pureed our first batch. I have the other half of the soup in here. Let me mention to you the second special ingredient that makes my soup really nutritious. That is the hemp seeds. Hemp seeds are awesome and good protein. They have an amazing nutritious value with all the good omegas. It's just a real superfood. And it also adds a little bit of a creaminess to the soup. If you noticed, I don't use any dairy. So the dairy that I do use is the hemp seeds, gives it the creamy, and then the coconut milk that we added in the beginning. So you're going to go ahead and add your hemp seeds and puree the second batch. So I have the first batch already pureed. We're going to bring it over to the stove. You're going to pour it in, and then once you've got the second batch pureed, you'll also dump that in, add a little bit of sea salt to your taste. Then, the secret also to this is nutmeg. You're going to shave a little bit of fresh nutmeg. I use the whole nutmeg. You can use the powdered, that's fine too. A little bit of nutmeg in there. I also wanted to mention, if your carrots are not sweet enough and you'd like the soup to be just a little bit sweeter, you certainly can add about a tablespoon of raw honey. Make sure that you do add it to your soup when it's not too hot. You don't want to kill all the enzymes and the minerals that the honey has to offer. I hope that you will enjoy this soup. It is nutritious, delicious, easy to make. The kids love it, and most of all, cook with passion.